NBA ratings plummeting 28% on ESPN, empty seats at games, and stars sidelined for load management signal basketball's struggle, while NHL viewership surges with its All-Star Weekend, becoming must-watch television. What's behind this dramatic reversal in American sports preferences? Despite the NBA's blockbuster $76 billion media deal suggesting confidence, the numbers tell a different story. Is this just a temporary blip, or are we witnessing a fundamental shift in what captivates sports fans? Today, we're breaking down exactly why hockey is heating up while basketball can't seem to find its rhythm in this changing landscape. Remember when the NBA felt like it was on top of the world? Michael Jordan flying through the air, arenas packed to the rafters, and a cultural dominance that seemed unshakable. The 90s were basketball's golden age, a time when the NBA wasn't just a sports league but a global phenomenon. Jordan transformed basketball into America's fastest-growing sport. Ratings soared, merchandise flew off shelves, and the NBA expanded globally at unprecedented rates. From Chicago to Shanghai, kids installed hoops in driveways, all wanting to be like Mike. The league had perfected its formula: transcendent stars, fierce rivalries, and games that became cultural touchstones. But even icons can't shield a league from systemic challenges. Today, the NBA's empire shows serious cracks. The league faces problems that didn't exist during its heyday. ESPN's NBA broadcasts have suffered a shocking 28% viewership decline, despite the league recently signing a massive $76 billion media rights deal. Regular season games that once captivated audiences now struggle to hold viewers' attention. What happened? Load management created a fundamental disconnect between fan expectations and reality. Imagine paying $300 for tickets to see LeBron James, only to discover he's taking the night off to rest. While teams view this as necessary for long-term success, fans feel increasingly shortchanged by the product they purchased. The 82-game schedule has transformed from strength to liability. With so many games, the regular season feels like an extended prelude to playoffs. As former NBA coach Stan Van Gundy put it, while analyzing this oversaturation, we've created a situation where 70% of the regular season feels inconsequential to most fans and even some players. This dilution has real consequences. When individual games lose significance, viewer engagement naturally declines. Why tune in for a Tuesday night game in January with virtually no impact on the championship picture? The NBA has inadvertently devalued its own product. Player empowerment has created unexpected challenges. While giving players career control seemed progressive, it's led to constant team hopping that makes fan attachment difficult. When stars can force trades or leave in free agency at any moment, why invest emotionally in a team? This revolving door creates narrative chaos for casual viewers. The constantly shifting rosters and super team formations have made the NBA increasingly difficult to follow. As sports journalist Bill Simmons noted, the NBA has become a league where the off-season drama often overshadows the actual games, which raises the question, if the NBA struggles, despite having global superstars and record-breaking contracts, what's really driving fans away? The answer might be simpler than league executives want to admit. Basketball's fundamental problem isn't marketing or star power. It's that the NBA has lost the precious sense of urgency that makes sports compelling in the first place. That missing sense of urgency? The NHL has it in spades. Back in 1994, Sports Illustrated made a bold prediction with their cover story, "Why the NHL's hot and the NBA's not," a declaration that seemed almost laughable for the next 2 decades. But what if that 30-year-old prediction wasn't wrong, just premature? The year 1994 marked a pivotal moment for hockey in America. The New York Rangers, led by captain Mark Messier, ended a painful 54-year Stanley Cup drought. Messier's famous Game 6 guarantee against the Devils, backed up with a hat-trick performance, created the kind of authentic high-stakes moment that captivated an entire city. This moment of sports theater showed how hockey could capture the national spotlight through regional passion that felt real, raw, and unscripted. For a brief moment, hockey challenged basketball's cultural stronghold in America's largest media market. The Rangers' triumph over Vancouver provided a blueprint for hockey's potential national appeal. But the NHL quickly fumbled this opportunity. Labor disputes canceled half the 1994 to 95 season, and the entire 2004 to 2005 season disappeared to a lockout. Poor television deals and questionable expansion choices into markets with little hockey tradition further damaged hockey's momentum. Hockey seemed destined to remain in fourth place among American sports throughout the 2000s. Yet, something remarkable has been happening in arenas nationwide. While the NBA grapples with identity issues, the NHL has quietly refined its core strengths. Like an indie film finding its audience while blockbusters chase mass appeal, hockey's outsider status transformed from liability to asset. The NHL doubled down on creating electric in-person atmospheres where games feel like events, not just television content. The thunderous arena roars, playoff overtime tension, and traditions like playoff beards create experiences that resonate as authentic in an age where authenticity is increasingly rare. The numbers back this up. NHL attendance has climbed steadily, with teams averaging near-capacity crowds in recent seasons. Fan surveys consistently rate hockey highest for intensity and game experience among major sports. Instead of manufacturing national narratives, hockey embraced its regional identities. Teams like the Nashville Predators, Vegas Golden Knights, and Carolina Hurricanes developed distinctive local traditions, giving fans ownership of the experience. These regional bonds translate to passionate fan bases, particularly among younger demographics seeking authenticity over corporate packaging. After decades as the fourth major sport, what changed? Perhaps hockey didn't suddenly get better. It stopped trying to be something it's not. By embracing its identity as a sport built on regional passion, physical play, and unmatched playoff intensity, hockey found its voice in a crowded sports landscape. Finding your voice is one thing, but having the courage to use it differently is what truly separates leaders from followers. When the NHL looked at their All-Star weekend, they saw an opportunity to completely reimagine what a mid-season showcase could be, and the results? Nothing short of revolutionary. The contrast couldn't be more striking. While NBA stars sleepwalked through their All-Star game with visible disinterest, NHL players battled for national pride with genuine passion and commitment. Basketball's showcase deteriorated into a painful display of superstars barely breaking a sweat, with fans and critics alike lamenting how unwatchable the event had become. Players jogged up and down the court, defense was optional, and the disconnect between the spectacle and actual basketball was impossible to ignore. The NHL, meanwhile, was asking a question that would shake the foundations of sports entertainment. What if we replaced our traditional all-star format with something that actually matters to players and fans? In February 2024, hockey executives unveiled the Four Nations Face-Off, a game-changing international tournament featuring elite teams from the United States, Canada, Sweden, and Finland. This wasn't just a cosmetic change. It was a complete reimagining of what mid-season competition could mean. Instead of forcing stars to participate in meaningless exhibitions, the NHL tapped into something far more powerful: national pride. The results were immediate and undeniable. The tournament's final matchup between the United States and Canada became one of the most watched hockey games in recent history. Viewers who had never considered themselves hockey fans were suddenly drawn to the authentic competition and genuine stakes. What made this work where traditional all-star formats failed? The emotional connection. When players put on their national jerseys, something magical happens. The same NHL stars who might have coasted through a traditional all-star game were suddenly diving for loose pucks, blocking shots, and celebrating goals like they were playing for the Stanley Cup. Could the NBA adopt a similar international approach? The challenges are significant. Basketball's international talent doesn't naturally divide into evenly competitive nations. Timing conflicts with existing FIBA competitions create scheduling obstacles. Basketball's biggest stars have shown increasing reluctance to participate beyond minimum requirements. The NHL's innovation was about understanding what modern fans want from sports entertainment. They recognize that in today's fragmented media landscape, casual viewers won't tune in just to see famous faces. They need compelling narratives and authentic competition. By creating a tournament where every game matters, hockey delivered exactly that. The NHL won't be overtaking the NBA, as America's premier winter sport anytime soon. Basketball has tremendous advantages: global reach, accessibility, and international star power that hockey simply can't match. Hockey's barriers remain significant, from expensive equipment to limited ice rink access. What makes the NHL's recent surge fascinating is their discovery of something the NBA seems to have forgotten. Fans desire authentic engagement. The NHL's innovative All-Star Tournament demonstrates their understanding that modern viewers want meaningful competition. The true insight here concerns adaptation and innovation. Both leagues are evolving their fan engagement strategies in response to changing viewer demands. The lesson isn't about which league will dominate, but about understanding what ignites fan passion, an area where the NHL is gaining ground while the NBA searches to recapture its magic.